Huckabee Sanders. Sarah, good evening to you. Never a dull moment at the White House. And, you know, I think everybody who has had a chance to read through these comments from a conversation that Anthony Scaramucci had with Ryan Lizza at the New Yorker, it's a jaw dropper. I mean, the language in there is just unbelievable.
I'm sorry, Martha, I lost you there just at the last second. Well, can you repeat that question?
Absolutely. The article that came out that Ryan Lizza printed in the New Yorker that details his conversation with Anthony Scaramucci, who's going to be the communications director at the White House, has language in it that I think is jaw-dropping and really shocked a lot of people. He's put out a statement about that. You know, what's your response to it?
Look, I think Anthony put out a statement here just moments ago and stated that, you know, this is a guy who sometimes uses colorful and in many circles probably not appropriate language, and he's very passionate about the president's agenda, and I think he may have let that get the best of him in that conversation.
All right, I just want to put up one of these quotes, and some of them I have to say we can't really put up on the screen at all, but he's going after the communications department because Ryan Lizza tells him that he understood that certain individuals were having a dinner at the White House, and he reported that. So according to Ryan Lizza's story, Mr. Scaramucci gave him a call and said, you know, why do you even know this? How do you know about this private dinner that's happening at the White House? And he says, they'll all be fired by me. I fired one guy the other day. I have 3 to 4 people I'll fire tomorrow. Reince Priebus, if you want to leak something, he'll be asked to resign very shortly. Reince is a blanking paranoid schizophrenic, a paranoiac. I mean, you know, this is revelatory of what's going on inside the White House, and I think, you know, American citizens look at that and say, you know, gee, is their business, you know, is the business the priority here, or is it the animus that exists between these two individuals at this point?
Look, the business is absolutely the priority. Again, I think Anthony's put something out on this. The bottom line is most of us here at the White House are focused on who has a job out in America, not who has a job here. That's what we're trying to put forward on the president's agenda. This is a big day today legislatively. We've got the health care vote coming up later tonight. Border wall just came out of the House Appropriations. We've got Russia's sanctions bill that's just passed. We're focused on the agenda moving forward, and sometimes people on the staff get pretty passionate about that. Hopefully they'll reel some of their language in, but again, I'm very focused. I know the president's very focused, and his team is on pushing his agenda forward.
But, I mean, is he, you know, we've had Anthony Scaramucci on this show many times, you know, I mean, I think everybody he's an affable guy, and, you know, we saw him come out in front of the podium the first time around, and he's done, you know, I think a lot that the White House would feel very happy about. But the fact that the last 48 hours has been sucked into this, you know, fight that's going on between these two men, it does bring into question whether or not that's an effective communicator.
Look, again, I think that sometimes we have a lot of passion, not just passion for the president and the agenda, but sometimes when you have the best people from around the country coming in with a variety of backgrounds, very different perspectives, you may not agree on everything. I think we have to push forward, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're focused on health care is going to be a big thing over the next several hours. We're very committed to making sure we repeal and replace Obamacare. That's going to be taking place later tonight, and that's what the majority of our staff is
and believe me, I have a list of questions I want to ask you about that are all policy oriented that got, you know, knocked lower when this news happened. So that's my point, that it steps on the message in terms of what's going on out there. And I would imagine, you know, that from now on, you know, when he starts a conversation, he's probably going to say this is off the record, because we all know that, you know, that's how it worked. But unfortunately, that wasn't said in that particular conversation.
Look, I don't think, Martha, I don't think just because a comment is made, it takes about 30 seconds to make a statement like that. There's a lot more hours in the day, and this isn't something that's all consuming for us or for our staff. Right. The press and the media may make this the focal point of their day, but we're certainly not making it the focal point of ours. We're moving forward. We're focused tonight. Again, huge health care vote, and we've got a lot of people in the building that are working really hard to make sure that happens.
I'm sure you do. And, you know, as I say, that is the interest that the American people have, to be sure. I just want to put one more comment up on the screen, because you guys have to deal with your own internals there. And the staff and the people that work at the White House to serve the American people, which we all know is a huge privilege. And I know you've said that, Sarah, and I know that's the way you feel. But this person is quoted, you know, works in the White House, said, this is getting out of hand. I'm honestly getting concerned for my safety in the office tomorrow. This type of behavior is unbelievable. Working in the White House, something like that is said, it's a disgrace. So what are you guys saying to the other staffers who may now be have a lot of fear based on these comments that they might not have their jobs tomorrow? Is that a reality for them?
Look, again, I think the people in this building, we should be focused on who has a job in the rest of the country, not who has a job in the building behind me. That's certainly the focus of the president. That's the focus that I have, and that's why we're working every day to build the economy, get regulations out of the way so that we have a better environment for job creation. In terms of people's safety, I certainly hate that somebody feels that way, but I've worked with an incredible team over the last 6 months. We have a great group of people. I love coming to work every day. I consider it a privilege, and I certainly feel very safe in the building and happy to be here.
All right, I do want to get to